So, this is gonna be a difficult video to make. It's a video I never thought I would really have to make, but I think that it does need to be done. I've kind of, for a few days, tried to figure out what to do in this situation because I've never came across this situation before, but I'm pretty new to the whole social media thing. Just to kind of get it out of the way, the Quince monitor passed. It's been a couple days now, and it's been rough, heartbreaking. It's been a lot of things, and I just maybe want to just give some context behind the Quince monitor. You know, I haven't been on this YouTube channel for very long, but I've had my collection for a long time. So for a lot of these animals, there's really little to no context on how they came to be. And for number one, just because I went public with this and I wanted to make my collection public and start the YouTube channel, stuff like that, I have to be held accountable for certain things and to a certain level of transparency. Hang on. Give a certain level of transparency with you guys, because that's really, what you sign up for when you do stuff like this. So, I mean, maybe if this was my private collection, I really wouldn't talk about it much because it's a hard thing to talk about. But I don't want to be one of those people that kind of, when tragic things like this happen, sweep it under the rug. And I don't really know how any other way to do this, because I don't want it to be like one of those things where a few months from now you guys ask me, oh, give us a Quince update, how's that, how's that final enclosure going? And I gotta say, no, there's no more Quince. So, I mean, the thing I'm trying to get at is I want to make this video to provide context for you guys on the Quince monitor, so it wouldn't be just like, oh, it passed away, and then some thoughts may come along like, oh, you didn't have that Quince monitor for very long, what's going on here? I mean, the guy had a healthy Quince and now he doesn't have a Quince, and it's not really, that wasn't the case with this guy. There's a story behind him, and I kind of want to share that with you guys. So like I said, if you have context for, what led to this happening. So let's start back. We'll probably start before. I probably wanted a Quince for 2 years, ever since I kind of knew I really wanted a water monitor, but due to state restrictions and really limitations on enclosure size, I couldn't get one. But I feel like the Quince was kind of like a mini water monitor. They're arboreal, they're still aquatic, so those are the two main things I wanted. I wanted to see the monitor swim and things like that. And it was legality in my state. I could own it here, and it was at a size where I could comfortably knew that I could give it a proper home without any stress in figuring out how to do it. It was a manageable size that I could give. So for these 2 years, I guess I didn't look that hard, if I'm being honest with myself. I guess I could have looked harder and found a quality breeder, but it was kind of in the back of my mind. I knew I wanted a Quince, but I guess I was kind of waiting for that perfect time to get one, and that time it never really came. So fast forward these 2 years, I am at the Spring Expo. I had a good chunk of change with me because I was looking at getting some more crested gecko breeders. Breeding season just came upon, and I wanted to get some like some super dowels, some tricolors, things like that for my breeding project. And that's when I found the Quince monitor. He was at the Sketchy Dude table. I'm sure every expo has one, the guy that imports everything and just has some random shit, and the Quince monitor was there. And I kind of looked past him at first. I was like, oh wow, Quince monitor, I've never seen one here before. But I was like, oh no, I don't wanna. I gotta do this, the breeding project, I passed that table a couple more times. I was like, oh, I'll take him, I'll look at him, I'll look at him. And I fell in love with that guy. He was awesome. This was the monitor that I've dreamed about for these years, and it was right here in my hands, and I could get it. I guess at the end of the day, it was an impulse buy. Not at the sense as I knew I could take care of it. I had the large enclosures, I had everything I would need for a monitor, but it was an impulse buy on how the animal was. So obviously, like I said, this was from the sketchy guy at the expo. He had no history on it. He's stating farm raised, but it's not farm raised. The animal's missing fingers, it's dehydrated, it's looking rough. It looks like a rough animal. I've taken on rough projects before with imports and I've had a good success rate, so maybe I was just a little too cocky and was like, I can take, you know, I've taken imports and acclimated them before, I can do it with this one, and that was a big mistake. I paid a pretty penny for him. I think all in all with enclosure and everything, I think I was up to in the $1,000 range. I paid him $400, which, I mean, I should not pay $400 for an animal in that condition with no history, but I wanted this monitor, you know, nothing was stopping me. I wasn't paying attention to the red flags that were there, and I just, you know, ignored all of it and took him home. Which brings us to the rough couple of obstacles I had with him. Come to find, just like most rough imports, riddled with parasites and dehydrated. I got him hydrated rather fast, but the parasites were difficult treating him. Things like that, it was really difficult getting him to eat. He was such a picky eater. He was not eating anything I offered him. He would eat the occasional bugs, but any like meat, whole prey, things like that, he was not eating, and it was difficult. And I put so much time. I put so much time and energy into this animal. It's unbelievable that this happened. But I don't know. He got better. He was eating more. I got him to eat. I felt like I was doing right and he was getting on the right path. He wasn't growing, and months later, I thought to myself, I was like, this animal's not growing, it's a monitor, it should be getting larger than it is. It looks the same size than when I brought it home. You know, we've already treated it, I don't know what's going on, but it was going in the right path. And so it was kind of a second thought, you know, like, why isn't this animal growing? But it's doing everything that it needs to do. It's eating, it's basking, you know, it looks like a healthy animal. It's just, something's not right with it. And I don't know. I don't know what happened with him. I just came up a few days ago and then he wasn't there anymore, you know? He was fine the day before. I don't know what happened. I can think of 1,000 different things that could have happened, but all I know is he's gone. And like I said, I want to be transparent with you guys. I did not want to swipe this under the rug or just give a blatant, no, well, he's gone. I wanted to give you guys a full story on what happened with him. So that's pretty much it. I've learned a valuable lesson with this. Imports, you know, I always knew imports come with their risk, but it goes... I've had imports make it and thrive for years now, and I've had imports die within days, and I kind of forget that there is a middle ground where they don't make it. I've heard, you know, there's so many things that he could have been too dehydrated, his kidneys failed, just maybe there was parasites we weren't finding, weren't seeing, a different kind of parasite. 1,000 different things that could have led to this, but there's a risk with imports, and I made an impulse buy, and you know, it did not work, I guess. I don't know how to phrase that, but yeah, that's the video. It's something. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I feel awful. I feel like a failure right now. I've beat myself up for days over it. You know, my shit's slipping. I know. If the videos are slipping, my social media just in general, I'm not. It's the holiday season at work. It's been rough, and now this. It's kind of all just piled on at once, and it's been rough. But I have 5 videos, I think, that are they're just waiting, you know? They're recorded, I did them like weeks ago, at least a week or 2 ago, and I just haven't found the energy and the motivation or the time to edit this stuff. So, you know, I'm getting a little better. I'll have maybe one done tomorrow, and I'm gonna try being a little more regular. Shit's starting to get a little easier at work. I might be switching jobs because I can't handle the post office very well, to be honest. But things are gonna get a little more on track. I don't know why I'm putting these two together. Yeah, I'm all over the place, you know. I'm down. I don't know what probably haven't looked at the camera in like the whole fucking video. This was a rough experience, and it's something that, you know, I just have to move forward on. Although this was a huge loss, you know, this is one of many animals, and I can't let this drag me down to the point where now other animals aren't getting the care. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. This is rough. I haven't had this happen to me before. This is the first for me. I've had animals die, but, you know, it was either like the baby mountain horns, where I already have, in the back of my mind, I know that, you know, the mortality rate, you know, it's not great. It's hard to make them. You know, these guys are difficult to raise up, and I kind of knew that in the back of my mind, and, you know, I let my emotions carry. I've kind of held myself back with that, and I've had animals like the Jackson's chameleon and things like that kind of go, but it was around the age where I felt like, well, this is about the time they go, but this wasn't the time for the quince, and it hurts. It hurts. That was dream animal, dream monitor, like I said, for years, and it is a huge loss. I don't know what else to say. It was a big loss, and it really just knocked me down. I did not see it coming, and I don't know. That's pretty much everything. That's the story. Well, I'm gonna end the video here. I'm not gonna do my outros, my intros or outros stuff. I don't want to do it. I don't know what to title this. I don't know. I have to use it like a thumbnail and shit. I just wanted the information out there, you know, and this was the best way that I could feel that I could get all of it out. And although I feel like it's kind of just not really digestible, or I don't know how to structure this, but the information's there, the context is there now, and I just kind of wanted that there. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Like I said, I have videos. I'll post one tomorrow, maybe. I'll post one tomorrow, and I'll kind of start getting regularly. I think I have like 5 videos that just need to be edited, but I'll get those out, and that's it. Thank you guys for listening. I don't know.